Good morning and welcome to the promotion ceremony for CW4 Ronald Wilson. I am Warrant Barber. I'll be your master of ceremonies for today's event. I would like to take a moment to recognize our distinguished guests, Major General Mike Berry, CW5 Wentz, Colonel Blevins, and Colonel Tennant. Thank you for being here. I'd also like to thank all our retired personnel who have had opportunity to show up, and to include our Mayor of Newark, Jerry Clifton. Thank you very much. I'd also like to take this time to recognize Mr. Wilson's family, Lynn Wilson, his wife, and Ron Jr., who has traveled from Florida to join us today. Thank you for being here. So at this time, we will now proceed with the promotion for CW4 Wilson.
CW4 Wilson, post. Publish the order.
Attention orders. Order number 574992. The President of the United States and the Governor of the State of Delaware repose special trust and confidence in Ronald D. Wilson. You are hereby promoted to the rank of Chief Warrant Officer 5, effective 27 July 2020, by authority of the Adjutant General, Delaware National Guard. Signed, Major General Michael Berry, the Adjutant General.
Let's give them a round. All right. Well, good morning, everybody. It's still morning. What a great day here in Delaware and in our maintenance community. Seems like we're starting to finally get some real good use out of this building right at the end of its life, and I think it's very fitting that we hold this ceremony here on the grounds as the new building is being erected, because we know that Ron is single-handedly working that thing and making sure that it's coming to fruition. You know, I was looking back at Ron's bio, and when you talk about the promotion to CW5, Chief Warrant Officer 5, this is it. For him, this is a culmination in rank. And it's a tremendous honor. It is not easy to get there. A lot of it is simply staying true to the course, doing what you need to do, meeting the milestones, and certainly time, right? You got to have that certain amount of time in your career. And after 38 years of service, he has certainly met that milestone. But what's interesting, and this is what really stood out to me, and those that have, 25 plus to 30 years of service will recognize this for what it is. When you look at Ron's background now, he made it to E6 before he went to Warrant Officer, before he became a Warrant Officer 1. And through that tenure as an enlisted, he attended the PLDC, he attended the BNOC, and he attended the ANOC. And they don't even call that anymore. I'm sure the lesson plans and the material is the same, but the old courses as we knew them, as we, a lot of us grew up and watched, as the enlisted ranks, soldiers were going through their career progression. They've changed a lot of the names of those courses, and so Ron, I was an ordnance officer, and he's maintenance, right? Ordnance, and we really never crossed paths, to be honest, down in the major commands, the MACOMs, because he was primarily over in the signal community. But here's what I do know, and this is where the value of his personality comes out in what he does. The true expert, right? We all depend on those warrant officers in our ranks to be the experts. That's what the warrant officer rank is designed to be. It is the individual that has picked a career field that they have become the go-to expert for all of us, right? We know in the NCO world, right? They become experts in a field, but they're also dealing with leadership development and managing soldiers and taking care of soldiers. In the officer field, to be honest, you really don't rotate through the positions long enough to become the experts. You're expected to manage, but you don't become the expert on the intricacies of whatever that item may be, whether it's flying a helicopter, flying an airplane, or turning a wrench and knowing the equipment so that you can fix that piece of equipment. And so that's the reasoning behind the concept of the warrant officers. And any senior NCO or any officer is going to tell you that they were extremely dependent upon those experts in the field. And you know, it's not lost on all of us as we go through. Now in Ron's case, he's kind of a quiet guy. Some of you may have different stories where you may not think he's quiet. From my perspective, he's kind of a quiet person. But we recognize right off, extremely conscientious, tactfully candid, right, is one of the ways that it was kind of described to me. Hey, sir, we got a problem. I'm going to talk to you offline, and I'm going to let you know about it. And that's all that you can ask. Now, the funny part for me growing up is the job that he's in right now. And he's kind of filling that role, and any NCO from a line unit or officer that worked up through the leadership in a line unit, they're going to understand this. There's always this person, it's the grumpy old comment guy, right? And you dreaded the times that your units came up on comment. And there was always that person. Well, that's wrong, right? But I know that he's truly not grumpy. But we've seen him. And so he's got that role where he's got to go out and ensure that our units are staying in compliance with the maintenance and the upkeep of the equipment that they're expected to do. And from my perspective, that's critical, because when I need that equipment to line up at the gate and to either roll to a domestic operation or to roll to a railhead to ship it out so it can be sent overseas, I got to know that that equipment's ready to go, because that is my job, is to make sure that the equipment and the personnel are prepared to go do the federal mission or the state mission. And so we truly depend on the experts in the field, the grumpy old COMET guys, to make sure that that equipment is being maintained. And Ron, you certainly have done that, and we can't thank you enough. On the side note to all of this, as he's working Monday through Friday and drill weekends and annual trainings, he's also got his eye on this amazing structure that's being built next door. And I just can't wait. I know that I've had the opportunity to go through it. I know they're getting ready to start doing some punch lists and some walkthroughs. And we're really excited. Hard to believe that this building really has been obsolete for many years. But Ron, we really do appreciate the work that you're doing on behalf of all of us for that new facility. So at this time, if I may, I would like to turn the podium over to our most recently promoted CW5 Chief Warrant Officer 5, Ronald.
Good morning, everyone. This is probably the only time I leave my glasses today. First of all, I'd like to thank Major General Barry for being here, CW5 Wentz, Colonel Blevins, Colonel Tennant, Command Sergeant Majors, and retired personnel. Ronald, Lieutenant Ron, thank you for being here, and Joe and Terry, and Barry and Marie, thank you for taking time out of your day. Thank you for everyone here taking your time out of your day for me. was working on a speech. I'm not really sure it's going to work out the way I wanted to, so I just want to say, first of all, I'd like to thank God for giving me strength and health to have the ability to achieve this accomplishment, for wisdom and understanding of knowing when to have the conversations and when to just sit down and get the job done. For knowledge, so that I can understand the differences that each person and each individual has in the organization and what impacts our organization. Major General Barry, I do truly appreciate you penning me today. I was sitting here thinking about this moment. It's kind of surreal to me. I never in my 38 and a half years, whatever, thought that I'd make it to CW5. My plan was 20 years and I'm leaving. Here it is, some 18 years later. The thought came across when I was promoted to CW4. General Barry, his wife, promoted me down to 261st. And again, I never crossed her command throughout my entire career, the same with General Barry. And I was sitting there, I was like, you know, for me personally, I look at the Delaware National Guard as my extended family. And I thought that would be awesome for me personally to have a husband and wife promote me to my last ranks as I'm exiting the organization. I'd like to thank the leadership for allowing me the opportunity to stand here and accept this promotion to CW5. This is a huge accomplishment for me. I never thought I'd make it past E5, to be honest. I was sitting there going through E5 through all my years, and here I am, CW5, some years later. And if it was for the help and mentorship from my leaders, Colonel Winterbottom, I know I probably wore you out. I met you, second lieutenant at the 153rd, my first time out of the signal unit. I was sitting there, and Colonel Winterbottom, you probably regret that moment. Colonel Mason, I know when I walked over and talked to Colonel Mason that, hey, my promotion packet just came through. He sat down and he reflected with me. He says, look at all the schools you went through on the military. You've exceeded all of them. You made it through all of them. You've got your associate's degree, your bachelor's degree, your master's degree, and you know you can't ask for much more. You've done everything. The organization and the military has given me everything that I've been able to accomplish at this point. Colonel Nelson, I appreciate you being the other balance for me when I just need to sit down and take a different view on it. I know Chaplain Warner has done the same thing for me. Many conversations with Chaplain Warner. I appreciate my wife for standing by my side for 38 years. One of the things that I still have to struggle with is the year that I deployed, I left my wife and my son at home to take care of my mother. They did an awesome job, and I have no worries about it. Ron has always stepped in and filled in when I was vacant, as a vacant parent when I had drill weekend or my annual training tried to go to school. I truly would not be here, and I know you hear it over and over and over, but I would not be standing here if it wasn't for the people that I work with and work for. I may supervise the CSMS shop, but I actually work for you guys, and I'm here to be your voice extended when there's a problem. I truly am. I will always strive to do what's right for the organization and the person. You know, I will say that the soldiers first, the mission. How is it? Soldier first, mission. So, yeah, I'm getting a little tongue-tied here, and I'm totally off the script. I will not take everybody. I won't hold you here all day, but thank you for being here. I know this is a big obligation to take out of your busy days, and I appreciate you coming here and spending this moment in time with me, because you guys are what got me at this point in my life. Thank you.
Thank you everyone for being here. This concludes the ceremony. Please take advantage of the refreshments and the snacks back there. If so the machine is open to take. So thank you everyone for being here, and please stay and socialize as long as you want. Thank you.